Hello everyone, and welcome to the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Care Network. I'm Dean, the host of this channel, and I'll be taking you on a journey through narcissism, understanding the narcissist, and understanding the narcissist-related disorders. Today I'm going to be presenting to you episode 68, which is entitled Recovering from Narcissistic Abuse. So this episode is just going to be a little dialogue on what you might be going through, what I've gone through, and how these things relate to actually getting over a narcissistic abuse event after you've had something like this happen. Because, of course, when this happens with us, it's different with everyone. Everybody's narcissist is a little bit different than everybody else's, and we're all dealing with different traumatic events related to this. But basically, when you have a narcissistic event, especially after the factor of it, when you actually realize what's going on, you basically have a tendency to feel really awful. This is really just what goes on. It's the way you have been abused by that narcissist puts you in a position where you question everything. You question everything that's gone on. You question whether or not that person was genuine with you at all. You question, whether or not when they said "I love you" to you, whether or not that meant anything to them. You have just a whole dialogue of questions that you can't really answer. And sadly, one of the things that goes on after this, when you pose these questions, is that most of these questions can be answered with a no. The narcissists themselves, they function in a cognitive manner. We've talked about cognitive function many times on the channel before. It basically just means that they've learned over time to mimic and imitate what normal people do in order to get along in life and in order to gain narcissistic fuel. So they mimic and act their way through life. This is not to say that some narcissists cannot feel things that they are doing to you. As we've discussed before, there are narcissistic experts out there that do say that narcissists do feel love and they do feel other things, but these are not felt in the same way that a normal person feels them. They are felt in a cognitive way, through a learned manner that they replicate how to be with individuals that they become involved with. And I myself, after studying narcissistic abuse for about the past 2 years and having studied psychology and criminal psychology when I was younger, I have a kind of mixed understanding of this, whereas I think that narcissists do feel things when you become involved with them, but again, it's of a questionable nature quite often as to whatever it is that they're actually feeling with you and whatever they're putting forth towards you, because of course the thing that they're after in life when it concerns you is fuel. They just want attention from you. They want as much attention as they can get, be it good or bad or whatever. This is really just what they're looking for in life. So as far as how you feel, as far as excuse me, how other victims feel when they're dealing with a narcissistic abuse event, we all just pretty much feel awful at the end because we don't know whether or not that person has really ever cared for us in any particular way. And at the end of the day, we often find out that that person did not care for us in the way we cared for them with the same degree of love or understanding or energy that we put forth towards them. They did not return that to us in those ways. So we end up feeling quite awful in the aftermath of these things that go on. This is what I hear from a vast majority of narcissistic abuse victims on my channel. I do currently deal with a number of different people on the channel. I'm helping them with dialogue therapy, and they talk to me periodically every week. And I try to help them in any way that I can to get over their narcissistic abuse trauma that they're now dealing with in life. Of course, when you're dealing with this, it's great to seek therapy if you can from professionals on this matter, although I do find that narcissistic abuse people who are psychologists and stuff, if they've never been through a narcissistic event, they don't really understand what you're going through. They can study as much as they want, and I'm not saying that narcissistic abuse professionals do not know what they're doing, but if they've never had a narcissistic event in their life, They do not fully understand what you're going through. I can tell you this beyond the shadow of a doubt right now, having studied psychology myself quite extensively, and having gone through a narcissistic trauma event myself. If you have never gone through this, you do not fully understand how bad this actually is. So, but again, it's great to seek therapy, help from professionals if you feel that you need that. It's also really good to seek help in other survivors of narcissistic trauma, because those people will understand how to help you in a trauma event, because they've been through it themselves just like I have. And you can find a lot of peace of mind with these people, because these people are going through the same things that you are. But as far as sometimes when I'm asked on my channel, or when I'm dealing with some narcissistic abuse victims privately, the way I look at this for myself, and this may help some of you out there as far as my outlook on the way I see things from my narcissistic abuse event side. For me, understanding what goes on psychologically with a narcissist has been a great benefit to me. It's helped me understand the narcissists I have to deal with in my life, especially the one that I was dealing with for the past 4 years, and the other subsequent one that I had just before her as well too. This has given me great insight to deal with these individuals and to understand why they are the way that they are. Again, understanding them in this sense, really, knowledge is really power when it comes to having to deal with anything of that nature. The more you know, the more you're able to deal with this trauma, and once you kind of understand what you're dealing with these people, and the fact that they may just be messed up from abuse that they've had when they were younger. And this is commonly the factor with a large majority of narcissists. They've been abused in some way, psychologically, emotionally, sexually, and this has formed what they are. And you don't have anything really to do with that, unless you yourself were a creator of a narcissist, which most of us aren't. We're just along for the ride when we find one and this type of stuff happens. So we're kind of dealing with this from, the sidelines pretty much, even though we're involved in it. But for myself, it's really given me a lot of peace of mind to understand how narcissists are created. It may not be necessary for you guys to understand this at all, and for some victims that are out there, you guys will never be able to forgive your narcissist for what they did to you, and that's absolutely all right. I'm not saying that you have to do that. For myself, all the learning that I've done over the past 2 years, and all the realization I've come to from just learning information about narcissists and how they work, has really given me a lot of peace of mind. And even knowing that whatever I went through with this person may not have really been real from their end completely, or in whatever ways it wasn't real, has given me peace of mind too, to get away from feeling so stuck as far as the way this person behaved with me, because I now understand that this person just behaved with me this way because they're a narcissist. They can't really help themselves. They can't control their behavior. They are out of control themselves and live chaotic lives where they don't find a lot of peace of mind in there, because their minds are constantly in a state of chaos, and they're just dealing with a whole pile of crap in their lives themselves. How can they possibly be normal with you? Again, that's not making an excuse for narcissists in the way that they deal with you, but this is the way they deal with you. And once you understand all this, you will get a lot of insight into handling yourself and handling the event that's gone on with you. And this can help you immensely with dealing with them after a narcissistic abuse event. If I can give you any solid advice from myself, don't take this so much to heart. These people are just not able to function like normal people, and you can't expect somebody that's abnormal, you can't expect somebody that has an abnormal brain or an abnormal way of being or an abnormal way of functioning to function normally with a normal person. It's just not going to happen. You're asking an impossible task here, and as we know, narcissists are almost impossible to treat, almost impossible to reform. And none of this at any point was ever your fault. None of this was your fault, and just remember that as best you can, and hopefully this will help you along with what's going on. So for myself, my goal in the N.A.R.C.N channel here has always been just to help anyone that I can out there. Like I said, I am currently helping some people on the network privately. Again, if anyone out there would like to seek any type of consult with me if they're going through narcissistic abuse, I'd be glad to help anyone. You just have to message me on the channel or reach out to me, and I'll try to assist you in any way that I can. Again, I hold no professional degrees in anything related to psychology or therapeutic, help. However, I have studied psychology intensely when I was younger, both regular psychology and criminal psychology. And I've spent the past 2 years again now studying everything to do with narcissistic abuse and narcissists themselves and all the related disorders that they have. So I am quite a wealth of knowledge, even though I can't claim any professional PhDs within my knowledge base. So anyone out there who wants help from me, I'll gladly help you if you reach out to me. This is my goal on the channel, is to assist anyone in any way that I can. So just one thing I'd like to make mention of here before I terminate this particular episode 68 is I myself have some assistants on this channel too. I have several psychology people who I consult with regularly, professional psychologists that all have degrees, as well as other people in the field of narcissism that I seek counsel with constantly. And another person I found a great deal of solace from in the past little while is an individual by the name of Rich Lopp. He is pretty much kind of like an energy guru. He understands things that go on spiritually in the universe and how things work energetically with all of us. And I find great solace in this individual. I pay attention to anything he puts out on his channels very closely. And I would implore any of you out there to check him out there. I'm going to include some links in this post on him, and you can check him out if you like. He's been of great useful information towards me as far as the way he looks at life and the way he looks at the universe and how everything works. And some of you out there might find the same peace of mind in him that I do when I look up all his teachings and all his information on things. So I'm just going to say, I hope you guys have a great day. This has been episode 68. If you glean anything from this video or anything that I've said to you, that's great. I'm here to help anybody in any way that I can. That's the goal of my N.A.R.C.N network in the first place. And just anybody else that can help out there. This just makes me feel great because I myself am a narcissistic abuse survivor as well. And I understand when any of you have gone through, if you've been going through a narcissistic event. So you have a friend in me for sure. As far as me being able to understand any of you out there that are sharing the same trauma that I share. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to say stay tuned. I've got some upcoming episodes besides this one coming up very soon. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'm going to catch you really soon.